Hey, good afternoon. Today I am going to be once again calling my congressman, Rob Menendez, because I'm actually working on something that has to do with things a little bit closer to home than a lot of the national intrigue that is consistently going on. I think it's important to remember that um, a lot of these more local things eventually grow to have national implications. And it's also important to remember that while, you know, getting rid of the president because he is a maniac and engaging in wars is very, very, very important, we also need to do what we can to protect our communities and local areas. So in Bayonne, there was a planning board meeting in December at which a amendment was passed for a property located on essentially our back highway for approval, for permission to approve the potential that this storage facility could maybe someday become a data center. Right now, all it is permission. That was, and it was only the planning board. I think it still has to go through the zoning board. There's like other steps that it needs to take. Um, but it was very like quietly passed. Not a lot of people in town are aware of it. Um, I'm working with some people to try and raise awareness. And this is essentially in Rob Menendez's backyard. And he has, as of January, introduced with Representative Greg Cesar of the Texas 35th. They introduced on January 8th the Data Center Transparency Act legislation. So they both know very well about. Here, look at this. New Jersey families have seen their electricity bills increased by 20% because of the rapid growth of energy intensive AI data centers. So his bill is specifically about keeping the impacts of the environment and electric and water usage at bay. Energy costs are too high. With this bill, Congressman Menendez and I are saying clearly AI data centers should not be allowed to jack up your electric bill or poison your environment. Customers can't afford to foot the bill for AI data centers. Blah, 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 blah. Electricity consumption in the United States hit a record high in 2024, with data centers accounting for more than 4% of total national electricity consumption. That figure is expected to continue to grow in coming years. Last year, the independent market monitor for PJM, largest grid operator in the country, found that data center load growth is the primary reason for higher energy prices in the PJM region. In New Jersey, families experienced an electricity bill hike of about 20%, despite having far fewer data centers than other states in the PJM region. Worsening air quality in neighboring communities, large amounts of water to keep the facilities cool, serious concerns about their impact on local water systems. So these are all incredibly important points. This would be harmful to the community. This would be harmful to the people around. And I don't even know if Menendez knows that this initial permission was granted by the planning board in Bayonne. Menendez is also part of the Labor Caucus, so he should be watching out for working families. Data centers do not help working families. It's also worth noting that, this is a guy that is against how ICE is handling things, and ICE is using AI powered tools to track people. This is all enabling um, being enabled by the building of these data centers that only benefit people like Sam Altman. Um, the bombing of the school in Iran that killed 175 civilians, was a girls' school. 100 of these people at least were children. Was a mistake generated by AI, um, by Anthropic's programs. Palantir is an evil corporation. These data centers serve to benefit those type of companies that are exploiting civilians. They're exploiting the working class. They are exploiting our environment. Sam Altman said something recently about, like, we want to make intelligence a commodity. That's horrifying. So I'm going to call Rob again. I'm sure I won't get an answer. And I'm going to, A, make sure he's aware of this, because I bet he isn't. And B, see what he's willing to do about it. Hi, sorry, you're cutting out a little bit. Calling from the New Jersey 8th. I am in Bayonne. I wanted to see if he is aware that in December, the Bayonne Planning Board gave permission, as part of one of the redevelopment plans, to build a data center. There's no plans to actually build it yet. I want to be clear about that. But permission has been given. And I know that Congressman Menendez is, one of his quotes on his website is fighting for a clean energy economy. And he also introduced data center HR 6984 Data Center Transparency Act. So I want to know if A, he's aware that this was passed, B, what he can do to help the people in Bayonne prevent this from happening, and where he stands on the larger issue of data centers invading communities, especially since, Palantir and Anthropic and OpenAI are using them to harm civilians. ICE is using them to harm civilians. Anthropic made a mistake that resulted in 175 dead Iranian civilians, including 100 children. I just wanted to get his thoughts.
Thank you for bringing that up and showing your concern on that. I'm not sure. I haven't spoken to him about this issue, and he hasn't released a statement on that, so I'm not exactly sure. But I will be passing that along, and I can try to get a response to you on that.
Okay, I would appreciate it, because I think it's really important that, especially since he has this resolution, that he's aware of it. I'm sure, I know that a lot of people in Bayonne are not aware of it, which is part of what I'm trying to do, is raise some awareness. But it would be great if he could put out a statement. I don't know how much impact he'd be able to have on, our city council meetings. I think his presence would be appreciated. I think it would be a strong show of solidarity.
Yeah, thank you for showing your concern on that. I do understand your concern, and I'll be sure to pass that along.
Okay. Great. I appreciate it.
Yes, thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Bye. Okay, so they didn't ask for my phone number or email address in order to get back to me, and I've been a part of a few things that Menendez has RSVP'd to in town and then not shown up for, so I don't have a tremendous amount of faith that this will have any impact. I might also try calling his Jersey City office to see if the folks there have any more insight. Actually, let's do that. Nobody's gonna answer.
Hello, you've reached the office of Congressman Rep Menendez, representing...
Hi, Congressman Menendez. My name is Eileen. I actually just called your DC office, but nobody took my email or phone number to ask for how you would respond to me. I wanted to see if you are aware that the Bayonne Planning Board back in December gave permission for, as part of one of the redevelopment plans on New Hook Road, permission for a data center. I know that you have HR 6984, the Data Center Transparency Act. You are aware as well as anybody that these suck up resources. AI is also being used to commit war crimes. ICE is using it. I know you are, anti-aggressive immigration policies. ICE is using it to harass civilians. Anthropic mistakenly gave the United States bad coordinates, and we bombed a girls' school in Iran a few weeks ago. So data centers are bad for the environment, but they're bad for people that are paying the bills, and they are bad for humanity in general. So I wanted to, make you aware that this is happening and encourage you to come down to Bayonne and support the people that do not want a data center in our midst, because this is your backyard. We are your constituents. And I think it's important that you're aware of it. I also think, I don't know how much override possibility you would have, but I think it's important that you come down and stand with people to show solidarity against AI data centers. Thank you so much. Have a good one. Okay, so I speed talked through a message for him because unsurprisingly, nobody's in the Jersey City office either. For now, this is what we're doing. I am unable to go to the next city council meeting. It's also not on the agenda for the next city council meeting, but I have work that night. Some of the folks that I am working with on this project are planning to go and show solidarity about not wanting a data center in town. So hopefully this does something. I don't know. It's tough. None of these guys, as you can see from all of these videos, it is very, very rare that I speak to a person, and when I speak to a person, it's almost always, oh, I don't know anything about that. So it's really difficult to have any faith in elected representatives at this point that they are trying to do, even if they make statements about trying to do the right thing. It's really difficult to have any faith in any of them. So call your representatives, fight this kind of stuff in your own backyards, and also keep fighting the larger national issues as well. Take care.